Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to have a chat on this walk and talk video about how this system works, and we're going to cross across the road and have a quick look at the shops on the other side while we walk north toward the shrine. You know the big shrine further up where the stone horse is? And then I have a really good story as well after the chat. It's a story about magic, Thai magic. Yeah. So I'm sure there are many newbies out there who don't understand the difference between regular and non-regular staff. So we'll have to try to explain to them. Now, in the comments, if there's any newbies who don't understand things, ask questions in the comments, because there's hundreds, thousands of guys who are experienced who read this and can answer, and I can answer, and we can try and help you, you know? That's what this is all about. It's an information channel at the end of the day. Some staff don't work in an establishment at all. They work completely independently, so they don't get a salary. And it's appropriate that we're actually walking on Beach Road, as this is where it actually all started, on the Coconut Bar. Now, regarding costs, there's no bar fines with independents. There's no lady drinks, which many guys see as a big advantage. Of course, cost-wise, the costs tend to be lower on Beach Road. However, the standard is not particularly high. If you want a higher standard, then you should go to the nightclubs such as Insomnia or iBar or Republic or 808 or Lucifer. All of these places have independents, but the cost is at least double of what you'd find on Beach Road. Now, you can't assume all people in these places are working. Many are not. Many are out for a night out. So you can't make that assumption. You have to talk and chat and find out what the situation is. Independent working tends to be an evening, late night thing, really. You don't tend to get that in the daytime much. It's possible sometimes in Central Festival, but really it's an evening thing. For example, Republic, one of the best clubs in the city, and places like that, they don't even open the doors properly until 11, 12 o'clock. Well, 11ish, but people don't go till later, until practically midnight. So you're talking about a late night or an all-night thing. I mean, that's okay if you're a young guy and you're on holiday, that's fine. But lots of older guys aren't into that all-night stuff anymore, you know? Most independent workers don't actually work in a bar. They can be associated with some bars, several bars. Now, and if you go into a bar with an independent worker and she's known in that bar and has an association with that bar, and buy her a drink, it will be a lady drink. It will have the extra cost on. Now, they also may have friends who are working there, and they will also come over and say hello, and you end up being stuck buying 2 or 3 or more drinks. Because of the association in the bar, the costs will all be lady drink costs. And she will try to get you, any freelancer you meet, will try to get you to take her to one of these several bars that she has this association with. And the golden rule really is don't go anywhere she suggests. Go where you want to go, where you like. Even if you're a newbie, find out 1 or 2 names of good bars and go there. And you need to be aware the lady works or don't work in a particular establishment. If they don't, then there's no problem. Now, another thing, There is a risk, things like theft, for example, because there's nowhere to go back to. There's no mama-san, there's no bar, no owner. You're on your own, you know, and you have to be aware of this risk. Some people say it's cheaper because there's no bar fine and no lady drinks, but if you go to a nightclub, one of these ones I mentioned, and you start buying drinks, they are very expensive in those places. And if you spend a few hours there or all night there nearly, it can get very expensive, you know. So it ends up not necessarily cheaper than a regular arrangement with the bar fine and everything. Can end up much the same price, you know. However, the standard in these nightclubs is really can well be up to the standard of the best or the better dancing bars. It's much higher than beer bars. Now, of course, the elephant in the room with regard to this is the phone app. Things like Thai Friendly in particular. I mean, they're very popular, crazy popular these days. And with these new telephones, they have these beauty apps, and you can make a very plain person look amazingly beautiful. I mean, they can even do what I showed you, or you will see in a minute on this video. They can even do AI, you know, to make themselves look better. I mean, I know one lady, and she's like pushing 50. Just you got a very good figure, but face is really showing age. Now, if you looked at her pictures from Thai Friendly, she looks about 30. Then, of course, when she arrives, you know, at your place, you get the real picture, but it's too late then. So you have to be aware that there are these pitfalls, if you like, you know. What I would really like is for lots of you experienced guys to make comments and tell these newbies what to be wary of, what to be careful of, what to expect. You know, I mean, I've basically put the thing together, but I'm sure there's lots of you guys can make some comments to help the newbies. Yeah. So anyway, I now have a story for you. Okay, a little funny story. All right, from my hairdresser. So we'll go on to that now. Okay. Now let me tell you a little story from my hairdresser friend. In fact, it's about one of her staff, a girl named Noi. So Noi had been working for my hairdresser friend for about a year, and she had a Falang boyfriend. I mean, she's in her late 30s, quite attractive, and he's in his 60s. And they've been together for about a year, the same time as she's been working in the shop. And recently, he decided for some reason to finish with her. And she was really upset about this. And she was asking in the shop, what can she do about it? Now, one of the other girls working in the shop said, well, you can go to one of the magic temples, which are up in northern Thailand, where they have these special temples they call magic temples, where a girl can go, and she can go to the temple and speak to the monks and ask for certain favors from Buddha. I mean, there's actually a menu, you know, something like, can you find me a boyfriend? I want to find a boyfriend. Can Buddha find me a boyfriend? Or another one is, can you find me a rich boyfriend? And you go to see the monks in these special temples. And you pay, say, for the basic package 3,000 baht to the temple. which is just to find you a boyfriend. Then there's the 6,000 baht package, where they find you a rich boyfriend. And then there's the 10,000 baht package, where they can get your original ex-boyfriend to come back to you, which apparently is much more difficult than finding some random boyfriend for you. And this package includes a special acupuncture session. They also do tattoo, which is invisible, which is a magic tattoo. It's done with oil, not with ink, so you can't see it. But this particular temple do acupuncture, an acupuncture session with the monks. And they do it on the lady's arms. Now these arms then become magic. And when these arms get hold of any man, he will fall in love with you. Or if they hug your ex-boyfriend, he will want you back. If you can get hold of him, you can put your arms around him and he will fall in love with you again, and then come back to you. There's also a special acupuncture session where they actually get their boyfriend to come back for some random reason to see you, which gives you the chance to put your magic arms around him. Well, Noi was sold hook, line and sinker. She said she wanted 2 days off work to get an airplane up north to go to one of these temples. And the following week, that's exactly what she did. She had 2 days off work and went to one of these special temples, spending 10,000 plus baht, and did the whole package, the acupuncture, meditation, and chanting with the monks and everything, the whole thing. Then she came back to the temple from the temple to the shop, feeling hopeful. So, 1 week passed, and Noi was combing the hair of one of her customers, and she looked through the window, through the glass door of the shop, and screamed, and dropped the comb on the floor, and ran out of the shop, shouting, my boyfriend come. My hairdresser friend looked through the glass door and saw Noi's ex-boyfriend just parking his motorbike right outside the shop. Now, Noi jumped on him and flung her magic arms around him and started kissing him madly. Then she ran back into the shop, grabbed her bag, ran back outside, jumped on the back of the motorbike, spoke to the guy for a minute, and then they rode off. Noi didn't come back to work until the next afternoon. And she walked in the shop with a big smile on her face, stroking her arms and whining and saying, thank you, Buddha, thank you, Buddha. Apparently, it turned out later that the guy only came back to the shop to ask for his condo key back. But then he got more than he anticipated. This is Thailand. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story, guys. And of course, the advice on freelancers. And please make comments. And as the young lady said, please subscribe and like and share and look at Patreon. Patreon is amazing now. Really, really good now. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I shall see you on the next video.